How about them Cowboys?
Angry Cowboys Fan. Born to battle. Start just means we never sell. America's team through thick and thin. When the sun shines bright, that's where we win. Angry Cowboys Fan.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation? And Angry Cowboys fans around the world. Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. And boy, oh boy, Cowboys Nation. The mother of all takes is being circulated around Cowboys Nation as well as Cowboys social media. Yesterday morning, the take, Myles Garrett could potentially be a trade candidate for the Cleveland Browns. Yesterday morning, I watched Mike Fisher from the Fish Report talking about the possibility of Myles Garrett being traded, and I also heard Evan Cohen from the Unsportsmenlike Podcast speak about it as well. So we're going to take a listen to the 3 clips that I got for y'all from the Unsportsmenlike Podcast. Then you know what we're going to do. We're going to come back and unpack this raw and uncut. So, Angry Cowboys fans, let's take a listen to what Evan Cohen had to say about Myles Garrett on the Unsportsmenlike Podcast.
It's an odd move for a player with a no trade clause because the Browns seemingly turned a very player favorable contract back into a team favorable one with this move, and will certainly keep trade discussions out in the media next year if the team plays poorly. That's a lot, maybe too much. What that's telling you is that the Browns and Myles Garrett restructured a deal yesterday, Smalls and Courtney, to, in theory, make it easier to trade Myles Garrett if that were to come to fruition. That there's no obvious over-the-top direct benefit to Myles unless he wants to go somewhere else.
I mean, doing that with Myles Garrett's contract, that is an odd move, Cowboys Nation. If you've been rocking with the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel for a minute, you know where I stand when it comes to the trading of Myles Garrett. Even when the Max Crosby stuff was going down, I said that I would only give those 2 first-round picks up for Myles Garrett, and I stand firm on that, Cowboys Nation. And now the Cleveland Browns have moved its pay date to a week before the 2026 regular season. It opens the door for a team to pursue the Cleveland Browns in trading for Myles Garrett. Now let's go ahead and jump into the second clip from the Unsportsmenlike Podcast, where Evan Cohen continues to talk about this whole Myles Garrett situation. Let's go ahead and roll the clip.
I think this sets up for him to get traded. I think all parties would be very naive and short-sighted to not trade him. If this yesterday made it easier to move Myles Garrett, he never should have been on the Browns last year. The moment he asked out, the Browns should have taken advantage of that and said, we love you. We're going to retire your jersey. You have a job. You can't legally do this, but in essence, you have a job the moment you retire. Player services contract, personal services contract, 6-figure deal, appearances, the whole deal, set for life, right? You're good. But we're no longer going to have you employed as a player right now. He's the best defensive player in the sport. He is a monster on the defensive side of the ball. He sets all-time sack records, and he does more than that on the field. And if it's easier to trade him, they should trade him. And I think it would be utterly ridiculous for him to play another snap for the Cleveland Browns. And when we say this, all this does is move things around, well, not necessarily. If God forbid, and I don't even want to project this, but if God forbid he got some non-football injury while he's working out, he gets hurt, and it's like really bad, theoretically the Browns could cut him, not that they would, but theoretically they could, and he just voluntarily passed up millions of dollars that would have come his way 2 days ago till 7 days out from the season.
Man, Cowboys Nation. But I will keep it a buck with y'all. 90% of me believes that this is nothing but a media stunt, but it does raise questions when you think about it, Cowboys Nation. If you look at the Cleveland Browns, you're looking at a team that has brought in a new head coach and could possibly be going in a new direction, i.e., a rebuild. What better way to start a rebuild than to have 4 first-round draft picks in the 2026 NFL Draft? Now let's go ahead and get into the third clip so we can come back and unpack this raw and uncut.
This should be the opening. And the Buffalo Bills should be calling today. The Kansas City Chiefs should be calling today. The New England Patriots should be calling today. All of these teams, the Chicago Bears should be calling today. Dallas Cowboys, Houston Texans, all these teams that you would say, oh, I could see him there. They should be calling. There's an opening. Someone should take advantage of this. And maybe, just maybe, we looked at the Browns' request for trading draft picks 5 years out backwards. Maybe it wasn't about them giving up picks. Maybe it was about them getting picks. When they're saying we want to be able to trade draft picks more years out, maybe it's, hey, we want 3 first-rounders for Myles. We know you're not going to do it in back-to-back years, but if you do it every other year, maybe it makes it a little bit easier 5 years out. Maybe we looked at, or I looked at, I don't want to blame anybody else, backwards. I think it would be ridiculous for him to play another game for the Cleveland Browns. Here is your opening. He's already asked out once. The contract is now easier. He's got a no-trade clause. Clearly, he's thought about this, because why would you make it easier? When you say free up cap space, for what? What are the Browns doing with that cap space? Who's available now that they're all of a sudden going to go get that's going to make a difference?
I mean, doing a first-round draft pick every other year, Cowboys Nation? Oh, shoot. Boy, I am down with that. But I'm going to keep it a buck. There would be a lot of teams looking to bring Myles Garrett to their squad also, Cowboys Nation. But if the Cleveland Browns gets it their way, they would look toward getting a team's first-round pick for the next 5 years? Damn, I hope that rule doesn't pass, Cowboys Nation. But y'all ready for this raw and uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. Get ready for the Angry Cowboys fans, raw and uncut.
I'm being keeping it real. They keep it real. That's real.
Cowboys Nation, let me just go ahead and say this real quick. If the Cleveland Browns were up for trading Myles Garrett and the Dallas Cowboys had already landed Max Crosby, there would be absolutely no way in hell for the Dallas Cowboys to be in the running for the trade of Myles Garrett. So that makes me even happier to know that we didn't land Max Crosby when we were going for him initially. But let me go ahead and let y'all know this, Cowboys Nation. I would trade pick 12 and pick 20 for Myles Garrett. You bet your ass I would, Cowboys Nation. I'm sorry, but if the Dallas Cowboys were to successfully trade for Myles Garrett, that would automatically make the 2026 Dallas Cowboys team a Super Bowl contender. And I know it's not easy talking about Super Bowl, but that impact that Myles Garrett would bring to the Dallas Cowboys, it would automatically put them in the run-ins. I'm going to keep it a buck. But the package that I would give the Cleveland Browns is 1 2026 first-round pick. I would switch the second 2026 first-round pick for the Cleveland Browns 2026 second-round pick, a conditional second-round pick from the 2027 NFL Draft, and a third-round pick from the 2027 NFL Draft. That conditional second-round pick in the 2027 Draft, it would turn into a first-round pick after we were able to shop it around and it wasn't caught up in litigation. I would like their 2026 second round pick to be able to land the green dot linebacker, preferably, CJ Allen or Jacob Rodriguez. And I believe Cowboys Nation is leaning more toward Jacob Rodriguez. And I know Cowboys Nation is saying that, well, we're not an edge rusher away from the Super Bowl, Angry. But in that case, I would have to totally disagree with you. Myles Garrett is light years better than Max Crosby. Myles Garrett would single-handedly make this entire defense a much better unit. We would have a dope talent at the left edge in Rashawn Gary, Kenny Clark at defensive tackle, Quentin Williams at defensive tackle, and Myles Garrett on the right edge. Lord have mercy, Cowboys Nation. The Dallas Cowboys defensive front would be the best in the NFL. Then you add that defense to the offense that we had last year. I'm sorry, Cowboys Nation, but that would be a huge move for Jerry and the Dallas Cowboys. Now that would be an all-in move. But the question that I have is, why would the Cleveland Browns postpone giving Myles Garrett his guaranteed money until the week before the regular season starts if they truly wanted him on the team for years to come? Honestly, that tells me that they're willing to negotiate with a team to get a boatload of picks for a true generational talent like Myles Garrett. like I said, I would be willing to give up the farm, whatever the Cleveland Browns is looking for in order to attain Myles Garrett, in order to bring him back home to the DFW, to fulfill his wishes from the draft and have Jerry Jones use a couple of picks to bring him home.
Make it happen. Dak Prescott is leading our team right now. I need you to take Tony Romo, take a couple picks, and give them to Cleveland so you can pick me up, please. I love to play in Dallas. Just make it happen.
Also, while Cowboys Nation is romanticizing about the whole Myles Garrett situation, that could also make Max Crosby's price tag go down just a little bit. According to the Raiders GM, John Spytek, he said that he's looking toward adding to the 10 draft picks that the Las Vegas Raiders already have. Take a listen to this clip real quick.
Well, we're just going to continue to look for great people, starting with that love football, that want to put in the work, that want to be great teammates. You know, they want to be coached, they want to be held accountable. They're going to play and operate with some discipline. And we've got 10 draft picks right now. I'd love to end up with more, so we'll see if we can make that a reality on draft day. But you know, I think the scouting department just looks at it like we have a great opportunity to add 10 quality people and players to this organization that are young and hungry and want to help build this organization and send it onto a trajectory that everybody, Raider Nation and all of Las Vegas, can be super proud of.
The Dallas Cowboys could circle back and try to persuade them to get off of Max Crosby for the original price the Dallas Cowboys were willing to give before the whole Baltimore Ravens debacle. Either way, if you get one of these players, your defense will be that much better. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. Cowboys Nation, what do you feel about this whole Myles Garrett situation? Would you be willing to give up anything in order to bring this man to the Dallas Cowboys? Y'all know how we do. We always talk about it in the comment section. If you're digging this content and you want to help the channel reach its current goal of 20,000 subscribers, drop a like on this video, share it with anybody that you know is a Dallas Cowboys fan, and if you're on your mobile device and you haven't used them up yet, make sure you hype this video. Doing so will help get the content out to even more Dallas Cowboys fans. They'll come over to the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel and want to become Angry Cowboys fans themselves. And if you are DC for life, and bringing Myles Garrett to the Dallas Cowboys would be the move that puts hope in your heart for the Super Bowl window. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release another video, podcast episode, which is coming out weekly, or film breakdowns. You can catch the Madden 26 or College Football 26 gameplay on my other channel, the Angry Cowboys Fan Gaming Channel. I'll make sure I put the link to that as well as the gamer tag in the description. But you have some fans asking other Cowboys fans, well, why are we getting our hopes up about the whole Myles Garrett situation? You know, Cowboys Nation, I can't speak on the entirety of Cowboys Nation, but I will speak for myself. Can a brother dream a little bit, Cowboys Nation? I mean, most of us know that this trade is pretty much super far-fetched, but to have it on the table, you do what needs to be done in order to bring that talent to the Dallas Cowboys. Hey, anything's possible. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. Y'all enjoy your Friday going into the weekend, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys Fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.